How's things, guys? So we are going to talk about product, okay? So basically, this is what you sell to your clients, all right? So what do you sell them? So remember, with your product, really what we're doing is we're giving value. So you got to remember that we're giving value. And you got to also remember it's what they perceive to be valuable, not necessarily what you perceive to be valuable. Because the biggest mistake a lot of coaches make is they would say, well, I wouldn't pay 50 euros or 75 or 100 euros per hour for somebody to train me. So therefore, I'm not worth that and other people won't pay me that. And what you really got to remember is that, value is going to be dictated by what the person gets out of it, what they perceive it to be worth. So remember, when we give enough value, we're going to get all the money that we need or that we want. Okay, so when it comes to the product that you sell, really, we can only do two things. We've got one-on-one training and we've got group training. Now, this can be a small group, a large group. You decide, okay? I'm not going to dictate to you. But remember that with one-on-one training, obviously you're going to be restricted to the amount of people you can train in a particular time frame. It's going to be very demanding of your energy, but I suppose some of the plus sides for the client is that they get all of your attention 100% on them, and it's totally individualized to them. Now in a group, generally you would charge less for people training in a group, but you can obviously get more people into a group. Now, the positives for the client will be that it's going to be cheaper. The positives for the client is being that there's more energy in the room, okay? And there's more motivation. But obviously, a downside would be that there's not any individualized attention or very limited individualized attention. The larger the group, the less attention each individual within the group is going to get. So we've got loads and loads of attention one-on-one, high value, the person's going to pay a lot for that. Group training, less individual attention, less value, okay? Now, for us, we'd kind of take a hybrid approach. We'd combine the two. We'd have groups of 4 people trained together. So we would call it semi-private personal training, and for us, it gives us the best of both worlds. The client can get individualized attention. We can obviously charge a premium rate for it. But also there's other people within the group training with them that they can get the motivation and the energy of the other people training together. So which one to pick? Listen, it really depends on this. What do you believe is the best option to train people? And then the second thing is, what's the best return in terms of which one can you make the most money? Now, depending on which one of these you pick, there's going to be a fudge factor. And let me explain it like this. You might argue that the best way to train people is one-on-one, you get all your attention, but you're not going to be able to capitalize and make a lot of money that way. Now, you could say, listen, get 100 people in a room, charge them all a tenner, that's 1,000 euros an hour, all right? But you could say to yourself, well, I'm not going to be able to give people much attention. So, there's going to be somewhere in between those two extremes that you're happy to work in. And remember, what you're trying to do is create a business that you're happy with, not just trying to cherry pick something off the shelf because other people do it. So that's something for you to think about. Now, for us guys, we only want to sell 1 or 2 things, okay? We don't want to have multiple products because it's going to cause confusion. The more you dilute your services, your offerings, or your product, the more confusion you're going to add to the potential client. And therefore, their trust in you drops. We've all been in a situation where we've gone into a restaurant. There's been a huge menu. We're looking. We just go, oh, fuck, I don't know what to eat. So you just close up the menu and walk away, or you end up just ordering a steak or something like that, and you're not really happy with it, okay? So there's too much variety, too many options, too much confusion. You can't make a decision, so you just say, fuck it, I'm out of here, all right? The exact same thing happens with your clients. So now the next thing we want to think about is what's somebody's willingness to pay. Okay, how much is somebody willing to pay you as a coach, as a trainer? And this is going to be, I suppose, the value is really, so what value and somebody's willingness to pay is really going to come down to a transference of trust. How much does that person trust you or your business or your company. And trust is really built on consistency multiplied by time. So you're consistently putting out a certain message over a long period of time, or you're consistently getting results over a long period of time. You're consistently communicating with a certain avatar. You'll see about avatar up above for a certain period of time. These people are going to start to trust you more. And if they see that you're helping people like them over and over and over again, obviously they're going to value what you do. So we got to remember this, that the product that we have on offer, our product must close the distance between where the client is today when they first meet us and where they want to get to at some point in time in the future. So you can imagine we've got point A over here, you've got point B, the client comes in, if we want to lose 2 stone, point B is maybe 6 months or 12 months down the road, and you've got this distance in between the two. Now really what our product has got to do is bridge the gap. And the gap between where somebody is in point A, the first time you meet them, and where they want to be, that they're your best client, they're rocking, they've lost loads of weight, they've got fitter, they've got stronger. The distance between these 2 points is called the value gap. So really guys, we've only got one choice. We've got to differentiate or die. So when we think about the type of product, the type of gym that we want to operate, there's basically brands, let's say, gyms, they come in 5 flavors, 5 varieties. So you've got your low-cost gyms. Let's talk about the FlyFits, the Ben Duns, the Fit for Less. So these appeal to a mass, you want to appeal to everybody, a very broad spectrum of people. And really, if you try and get caught up over here, it's a race to the bottom. Because with these gyms, they've got a huge floor space, 10,000 square feet. They want to get 3, 4, 5, 10,000 members in there, all paying them, 19 euros a month, 25 euros a month, 30 euros a month. Now, if you've got 5,000 people paying you 30 euros a month, that adds up to quite a lot. But if you're trying to compete with these guys, doing classes for 30 or 40 euro, but you can only fit in 10 people, you see where there's a huge issue here. Okay, so leave those guys over there on their own. That is a race to the bottom if you try and get involved in that. Now over on the other side, you've got premium gyms. So they're going to be gyms like ours, all right, Impact Strength and Performance, where we've got a niche clientele. We're looking for men and women over the age of 30 who are like me, who are busy, who have children, and who want to use the gym not necessarily just to lift weights. They want to use the gym to get an added benefit outside of the gym. So we would always say it's not what we do in the gym that matters. It's what the gym allows you to do outside which matters. So for some people, that could be run up a mountain. For some people, that could have more energy or less pain to play with the children. For some people, that could have more clarity, more focus in order to be a better producer when it comes to work. But we are differentiated. We're not like the other gyms, and that's how we communicate with people. So you've got 2 options really. You're either going to try and go down here with the low cost, you're going to move up to the premium, or you're going to try and slug it out here somewhere in the middle. The middle is the death zone. So remember, the low cost guys are going to keep eating themselves up. It's a race to the bottom. Who can charge the cheapest? The premium products for you guys coming out are the only way to go. This bit in the middle is absolute shite. So look when we're talking about brands or the type of gym that you could operate, it could go like this. You've got value brands, you've got mass brands, you've got premium brands, you've got prestige brands, and you've got kind of fun brands. All right? And you want to ask yourself, where do you want to lie in the spectrum? Now for us, we want to be in here. We want to be a premium brand. And as a function of that, we can charge a premium price, okay? And obviously, we've got to give proportional value to the people that we serve. So look, as I said, there's kind of 5 different brand types. So you've got your low cost, Tesco's, Aldi's, Amazon. That could be, your Fit for Less. Then you've got your mass products, Nike, Dell. If we're thinking in the gym business, this could be your local gym, your local kind of council gym, your local community gym. Then you've got your premium, Porsche and Apple. And that's where we want to sit. Impact Strength and Performance. That's where we want to sit. And that's where I would urge you guys to start positioning or placing yourself. Then finally, you've got Prestige. This would be a step above what we do. This would be, you know, the likes of the JP, the Villiers of the personal training world, the Dax Moyes. Dax Moy could charge £25,000 pounds to go and do a 7-day retreat with him in Thailand. So, I mean, we're not operating on that scale. And then you've got fun brands, you know, Forever 21, Virgin. In the gym space, this could be something like, you know, Zoo or something like that. Oh, it's all fun. We're all bouncing around. It's not really where we want to be. So, guys, that's what I got for you there in terms of your product. Next up, what I want you to have a think about and have a look at is value ladder. And after that, then we'll have a chat about capacity. Any questions, hit us up ASAP. Peace out.